Something on social media this week made me really mad. I lurk in these writing groups to see what thoughts people choose to share on their process, how they ask for feedback, etc. This author railed against beta readers who he thought weren't qualified to read his work. While I was incensed by the brazen ego, like, who the hell does this guy think he is? I noticed a critical miscalculation in his understanding of how feedback ought to work. So let's turn his mistake to our advantage and explore the differences between beta readers and editors. Beta readers are people who can give your overall impressions of your work. These trusted volunteers provide a reader's perspective and are focused on large movements in story or character rather than line edits in the text. If you write genre fiction, make sure your beta readers are fans of the genre. You'll get beta readers involved when you think the story is pretty close to done. These readers should confirm for you whether they are seeing your intended theme, character arcs, and overall narrative conflict the way you intend it. Beta readers are essential in being the extra set of eyes for your work. If the beta readers assert that your story is unclear, that your character's motivations are unsatisfying, or that the pacing of your work drags in places, do yourself a huge favor and take them seriously. Compare this to the responsibilities of an editor. Where the job of a beta reader is macro, the editor's job focuses on more micro topics. Where beta readers are volunteers, good editors are often paid. The editor should have a professor's clarity in story structure, character arcs, and narrative pacing, among other things. Unlike the beta reader, the editor will often mark up text with notes for the author to consider. All these expectations should be communicated up front. That's why I got so mad, I suppose, since the original poster was projecting this pearls before swine point of view that his work was wasted in front of people who weren't getting it. So where was this guy's mistake? I felt like he was expecting one thing and received another, and then blamed the person providing the feedback. Perhaps he undervalued their reader's point of view. Perhaps he chose people based on their availability rather than their level of trust. Perhaps he never communicated with them his expectations from the outset. Whatever the cause, it is not the reader's fault. It is the writer's fault for wasting everyone's time. Remember, it is your job to communicate with beta readers from the outset what kind of feedback you want. Setting clear expectations is your responsibility. An energized beta reader might think that they're doing you a favor by line editing your story. But if you just want overall story feedback and not a detailed excavation of the language, tell them that up front. It will prevent both parties from getting frustrated. You won't have mountains of needless feedback to wade through, and the beta reader won't have wasted their time trying to help you. So how should you use their feedback to improve future drafts? First, make sure you have a large enough sample size of beta readers so trends in feedback can emerge. When most of your readers are saying the same things, whether complimentary or constructive, trust their consensus. I currently have a group of 9 people, which gives me confidence that I can spot trends in their feedback. For example, if 7 of the 9 readers say my main character is flat, or that the narrative doesn't really get going until page 4, I can feel confident that those are trouble spots that I should revisit. Next, don't ask for feedback from people you don't trust, and don't trust only other writers to provide quality feedback. Not every beta reader needs to be an aspiring writer with a critic's eye or a professor's vocabulary. Getting feedback from people who consider themselves just readers is immensely important. After all, those are the people you want to buy your book. It can only help you to know how your future customers might respond to your story. Lastly, act on their feedback slowly. Give it time to sit before racing off to patch a story with edits. I have caught myself in the past racing to fix a story based on one opinion, only to realize it was a mistake. Readers have preferences in style, just like writers. Acting slowly gives you a chance to assess the group's opinions as a whole and confirm that a proposed change will improve the story at all. See you next week. Start writing.